Assalamualaikum semua. Selamat kembali kepada rancangan Ejen Kawan-Kawan.
Okey, hari ini kita tanpa Ejen Zarah pasal dia sedang menunaikan umrah. So sekarang dia di sana dan biasalah dia kat sana dia akan pergi ke Madinah, Mekah. Selama berapa hari?
Selama 10 hari.
10 hari.
Hari ini dia sudah berada di Mekah. Tadi pagi pun dia sudah telefon dan update yang dia sudah complete lah buat dia punya umrah. Alhamdulillah.
Ya, semoga urusan dia semua akan jalan dengan lancar.
InsyaAllah.
InsyaAllah. Amin.
Amin.
Okey, so hari ini kita akan
Episod ketiga.
apa cerita dia?
Hari ni saya berturn lah untuk bercerita lah.
Abang Azrin hari bercerita.
Ya, betul.
Apa cerita dia?
Okey, hari ni salah satu my experience jugalah about a murder punya case. House ni murder case lah.
Ada kes pula, seram pula ni.
Okey.
Apa jadi?
Okay, I have a buyer with that time lah. So kita pun tengah scouting for houses. Mulai budget dorang mula-mula adalah untuk rumah 4 bilik.
Okey.
4 bilik. Jadi kita biasalah, kita sebagai agent ni kita pun try cari-cari boleh tak selitkan 5 bilik. Kadang-kadang klien ni minat kalau dapat rumah besar lagi diorang suka kan. Jadi bila I do my work, lepas tu I tengok ada dalam 2-3 rumah yang boleh capai diorang punya max loan tu. Okay, so I call them, I tanya diorang kalau boleh selitkan dalam 2-3 rumah ni, rumah 5 bilik nak tak? Dia bilang boleh lah, apa lagi okay. Jadi pada this was quite some time back lah. I think after during COVID juga. Memang once kita dah boleh release lagi kan dah boleh
After COVID.
kira kan dah rengang sikit lah, dah boleh keluar lah.
Baru kira kan baru that period yang masa dah lockdown ke apa, then
During the lockdown tu kita punya viewing semua are all by video right? Video, picture right? Buyer can't even go to the seller punya rumah right? This is after that lah, which means after that. Kira kan macam the second phase lah kira kan. Bangsa kita dah boleh keluar tapi masih kena pakai mask lah kira kan. Habis viewing ni pun kira kan tak boleh, macam satu rumah ni tak boleh bangsa 5-6 group pergi tengok. Satu hari tu boleh buat, tak silap 2 group je maksimum.
Then the next one kena tunggu besok because of this kita ada apa tu?
Restriction dia
lah. Satu hari only 2 groups can view the house. So kalau ada 10, kita semua kena separate into 5 different days.
Itulah masa yang paling susah kita nak close deal. Tapi kalau ada ejen kawan-kawan kita yang ada ni, itulah yang buat kerja kita senang sikit lah.
Tapi ada juga kita close deal.
Yes.
By video lah. Kita ambil video on the spot, kadang yang cakap okay, they just take the house.
Betul.
Itulah. Correct. Okay, let's continue with the story.
Okay. This one happened to my client. So I pun searching lah for dorang punya a forum search dapat. Okay, so after that normally I will just call or text them lah. Happens to be that time is on Saturday tak silap saya. So when kita text, agent tu reply back quite immediately lah. Okay, dia bilang first kali when they call me kan, he told me that I have to inform you something first. Tu I tanya apa benda, but one thing for me is good lah, pasal dia bring out all this thing kan. So dia bilang ni rumah dulu pernah ada murder case. So if I not mistaken, wife murder the husband.
Violent tu. Wife murder husband.
Jadi tapi this murder case took place dah quite some time. Until dia punya anak-anak semua dah besar, dah kahwin, dah pindah rumah sendiri kan. Then I think maybe they decided to sell this house lah kira kan.
Okay.
So I'm not really sure what happens to the mum, kat mana itu semua I'm not sure lah. Okay, but the agent told me ni rumah I pernah ada murder case kat rumah ni. Okay, so when he told me that, I call my buyer lah. Okay, dah bilang my buyer, the scenario is like this, ni rumah pernah ada murder case, tapi it's a 5 room. So bila I tengok 5 room ni harga dia is like a 4 room house kan.
Sikit lebih mahal aja lah.
Sikit lebih lah, tapi tempting right. For us pun kita want to do best for our client. Why not? Okay, my client pun I bilang dengan dorang, cerita dia macam gini. So dorang pun bilang, abang tak apalah, kita nak tengok dulu. Say okay. So I call back dia punya agent. Bila I call back dia punya agent dia pun bilang, oh nak view tak? Boleh, malam ni viewing. So malam ni viewing. Kan bila malam ni viewing, handphone pula boleh berbunyi. Jadi diorang dah, my buyer pun dah get back to me lah. Dia bilang okay, diorang nak view tu rumah. So I call back dia punya seller agent ni balik. So seller agent ni bilang, malam ni boleh viewing. Malam ni boleh viewing. I bilang I update my client first, but I told the seller agent dululah, I can't be there for viewing because kita biasalah dah make plan, dah buat arrangement to bring, maybe kita ada appointment dengan klien lain kan. Memang that point of time, malam tu memang I cannot bring my buyer for that viewing lah. And that is the first time tau I bringing my buyer actually viewing for the first round lah kira kan. Okay. So I call back, dia bilang, I call back my buyer bilang, tak apa bang, kita pergi tengok rumah tu sendiri, no problem, nanti apa-apa kita update you. Okay. So diorang pun view tu rumah, tak silap somewhere lepas maghrib lah, dalam pukul 8.30 gitulah. Okay. So diorang pun view. Once diorang view, it takes them about, when they reach bawah blok tu, they call me lah, bila diorang dah sampai. So I call out the agent pun dah kasih unit number, my buyer pun go up lah. I think about 20 minutes later, 20 to half an hour, diorang pun turun balik. My buyer call me immediately lah kira kan. Dia bilang, bang, kita interested in the house. Pasal dia bilang the thing is because hall dia besar. And my buyer ni memang suka buat macam family gathering, kenduri ke apa kan.
Berapa size rumah tu?
I think about 1 to something lah.
1 to something, quite big lah, quite big. Okay.
So and dorang, especially dorang, what they looking for, kalau boleh, kalau 5 room, they want to have, kalau yang boleh ada 4th bedroom lah. To me also, if I bring my client, you nak beli 5 room, make sure that 5 room can do a 4th bedroom. Kalau tak boleh buat 4th bedroom, don't buy the 5 room. To me lah tapi yang lain-lain tu,
tapi tu pun terpulang kepada buyer lah. Pasal some of them, they don't really need that 4th bedroom, tapi yang ada maybe in the future they need that 4th bedroom convert to prayer area, study area. So each of his own lah.
Correct. So backtrack sikit, why my buyers minat is because diorang punya household ada 7 orang.
Banyak.
7 orang. But they know that actually they can buy a 4 room. So bila dapat 5 room, memanglah excited kan. Kita agent pun lagi excited kan kalau boleh dapat.
For us pun kalau dapat within that small budget, tapi we can get another flat yang lagi besar, mesti kita want to try lah.
Betul. So diorang tengok. So from there, bilangan dia, but you know the history of the house kan. Yes, korang okay, boleh lah proceed.
So diorang dah tahulah.
Diorang tahu before they go and view. I already told them already.
Okay.
When the agent call me bilang ni cerita kan, so I told them already, ni cerita, ni rumah dulu pernah ada murder case. They know already, but they still want to go and see.
Tapi diorang, bila diorang viewing tu, diorang tak nampak the owners lah. One of the owner dah tu.
Dah ni. Yang the wife that murder the husband, the wife tu I'm not sure where is she right now lah. I'm not sure.
So it's only the agent
je
kau punya buyer lah yang datang view.
Maybe biasalah case administrator kan. So cuma ada agent je lah. Yang my buyer pun cakap yang ada agent dia je. So there is a few group tau yang not few group, sorry, I think 2 group view that house. So diorang dah tengok, they call me. So immediately I call up lepas diorang bilang diorang okay kan for the house kan, I call up dia punya seller agent. So before I bilang dia, agent tu pun cakap, ni rumah, the one that visit before you, your buyer, offer this house.
Okay. So
which means walaupun orang tahu rumah ni rumah pernah ada murder case, still people want to buy.
Some people just don't mind about anything lah. It's just dia bukan, dia tak macam rumah berantu. Pasal benda ni is macam benda dah terjadi and that's it. Macam kalau rumah berantu tu kadang-kadang orang takut rumah ni kalau benda tu tak keluar macam mana, dah semak-semak semua.
Ni masing-masing kan.
Yes.
Okay. Dan lepas tu dia bilang they offer this price. I dah lupa lah berapa. I forgot already what's the pricing that being offered lah. So the agent told me, can your buyer also offered this price? Pasal then rumah ni one thing good, dia memang tak ada extension lah. Memang kita kalau tak ada extension memang siapa tak nak, banyak orang nak grab cepat-cepat kan. Because they can do renovation, diorang tak perlu nak pindah from their old house to another place first. Jadi can still stick to their old house, lepas tu renovation dah siap baru they go over to the new house kan.
Betul-betul.
Then from there, okay, agent. Then I call my buyer juga. Happens to my buyer bilang, bang kita jumpa malam lagi sikit lah malam. So I really meet them after I finish appointment, kita jumpa. Okay, that one is on Saturday. Jumpa dia kat malam. So diorang bilang betul diorang minat ni semua, diorang okay with the price, dia punya deposit, dia punya option fee, exercise fee semua dah agreeable lah. So I call up dia punya seller agent after I meet up. Jumpa ni face to face dengan my buyer ni. Okay, jumpa. Then dah okay, I present the offer, I call. Biasalah kita agent walaupun dah pukul 11-12 malam, kalau nak closing pun sanggup call kan.
Urgent matters we will attend lah.
So agent dengan agent should be okay lah. So they call me, okay bro, offer accepted. Wow, that was like, wow, is not say to me is easy lah. Kadang-kadang kita dah arrange few houses kan. Buyer minat the first house, memang dia minat that first house lah. Kita pun tak boleh halang kan. So I tell dia punya agent, kita memang nak option, tapi boleh tak tunggu on Monday, because I cannot do the intent to buy. Kalau tak boleh buat intent to buy, maknanya kita tak boleh option kan.
Yes.
So I bilang dia wait for Monday. I call up HDB. But after like maybe ding dong here, the agent decided that he don't want to wait until Monday. So he close with the buyer lah. To me it's a waste lah. So my buyer pun macam, alamak bang tak dapat rumah ni, okey lah berkara rezeki. Even though it's a murder house, they really want to buy that house. Pasal dia bilang rumah tu besar. They don't care about the history of the house lah kira kan. Cut it short, alhamdulillah rumah tu tak dapat. Kita bawa pergi tengok tempat lain, elah dia dapat rumah another house lah. But it's not a 5 room, it's a 4 room house lah. Tapi the 4 room pun besar, about 104 square meter.
Okay,
around there.
The older ones lah, dah 25 tahun, 30 tahun ni lah.
Jadi that is the story of one of the cases lah that I bring my buyer lah during that time.
Okay, ni ada satu, just now you mentioned administrator. Dia punya wife murder the husband, so the husband dah boleh cakap dah tak ada lagi. So the wife masih ada, tapi kenapa je kena jadi administrator? Kena ada administrator to handle the case. Is it because the wife dekat?
Maybe the wife dia ada dekat, I don't know IMH ke prison. Kat prison ke, kita pun tak tahu, because I never really ask about this. Kita instinct lah. Kalau murder case, kalau ni you mesti, kalau your mental tak betul, you will be at IMH kan. Tapi I'm not sure mana-mana lah. So when they are there, they cannot make a decision for this case, right? So they have to get an administrator lah. It can be dia punya anak-anak, it can be saudara dia, anyone lah.
To represent them lah. So benda-benda kes gini is, ya kita kirakan rare cases. So yang ada masuk penjara, yang ada something happen that they are not mentally well to sell their house and on their own. So normally kita pun pernah buat benda gini lah. Kita kena ada administrator to represent them. So kalau if you all ada cases macam gini kan, macam one in prison, itu quite normal punya cases kan. Satu dalam prison, lepas tu lagi satu is the owner, but they want to proceed with the sale and purchase, atau just especially on the sale lah, on the property. Nanti kita boleh uruskan lah, insyaAllah. Kita
dulu so I have one cases where case divorce lah. Ni sikit-sikit lah, kita tambah sikit lah. Case divorce where husband kat dalam prison, wife kat luar. Diorang nak jual tu rumah. So what's the step? Maybe one of the episode we try to bring in
Okay lah, maybe that one not storytelling, kita just talk about property matters.
Yes. Maybe that one point kita, kalau you want to know further, maybe we will, one of the episode we will bring in maybe satu lawyer ni lah. Kalau dia boleh terangkan sikit lah.
Okay. So inilah untuk episod kali ini. So InsyaAllah kita akan jumpa lagi on the next one.
Next one
pun Zara belum balik lagi lah.
Belum balik lagi. Tapi lepas tu my wife come back, Ramdhani pula akan
tak boleh bilang.
Tak boleh bilang.
Tak boleh bilang.
Tahu-tahu aku seorang je nanti
Okay lah, that's for today. So I hope subscribe. Lepas tu share. Jadi kita boleh dapat to make more videos for you all. Hope you all enjoy. So InsyaAllah next week. See you.
Bye bye.